Alright, so this is technically the 1000th video I have in my channel, despite the fact that it's not exactly the 1000th video I've made, because a few months ago, well, not months ago, like 2 years ago, I had to delete around 100 something plus videos in order to remove some copyright infringement on my channel. Seeing as it's my 1000th video, I don't really have anything special to do. So I decided, you know what, I have some all for one footage here that was amusing, and you can watch in the background while I talk about this stuff. I decided, you know what, for my 1000th video, why not just I talk about what people ask me a lot about. Why did you start making videos, or how much, or all these little questions people ask about just general on YouTube. So some people know that I started off in Game Facts. I mean, yeah, Game Facts, small little boards or whatever. I started off in Game Facts. Most people were playing League of Legends, and I was having fun with it after a friend at the time invited me to play. Uh, I made some really silly guides there for like Tarek and shit. Tarek was like one of my favorite champions at the time, and also Gragas. But one thing very few people knew how to do, and I actually didn't know it really existed in Dota or anything, so I thought jungling was unique, was people suck dick at jungling. At that time, only a few junglers that were actually capable of, doing properly were characters like Warwick, Fiddlesticks, Amumu, Malphite, and like Malphite and Udyr. Yeah, I think he was released a little while ago. No, yeah, Udyr was released. At the time I started the videos, I believe Shen was currently there. Shen had just been barely released, and I was jungling as Shen. So very few people knew how to jungle, and they would often ask, "Hey, how do you jungle?" I would write it out. I would explain to them, "These were my runes. These were my masteries. Whatever." As unrefined as a lot of this was. Hell, the odd one even frequented the board, and that's kind of the person I talked to the most about jungling. Anyways, I got insanely tired of just, telling people, do this, do that, position yourself correctly, or they couldn't envision it. And taking screenshots was insanely, inefficient. So I decided, you know what? I got fraps. YouTube was free, so I decided just to upload some jungle videos, clear videos, just so whenever somebody asks me, how can you jungle with this character, or what are you supposed to do exactly? I take that link, the YouTube link, put it there, and I don't have to say this damn thing. The YouTube channel is born out of pure laziness. My first jungle video was actually Jungle Olaf. It was set to some Jonathan Colton music, because I just used anything that was free. Like, I thought it was insanely boring without any music. Now, a lot of my channel, a lot of what became about videos evolved from either accidents, inconveniences, or laziness. Uh, People kept asking, why do I just put music in the background? And frankly put, it was because I was extremely lazy. I didn't want to voice things, and honestly, every champion would have the same goddamn explanation. I tried doing that with Malzahar in the start. I made a Malzahar video. I tried talking through it, and I mumbled the beginning. I just couldn't. I didn't know what the hell to say in the start. So I just decided, screw it. I won't do that anymore. And my massive screw up with the Malzahar video just pretty much forced me to, get better quality music, and people enjoyed the better quality music, and I just stuck with it from then on. I made not slow improvements, I mean frequent improvements to the videos, like starting to put the timers in it, putting runes and masteries in the description, how I ordered things, having the splash art at the start, having an intro, how I made cuts and things just so I can, show progression of time. A lot of these little evolutions, happen throughout the course of the jungle videos. Now, as you can see, the clear videos they have, the intro, the splash art with the time, and the color coded as to where the jungle started, along with the name. And then it starts off with the starting item build, a starting item. It cuts into whatever camp I'm starting to. Finish the clear one to level 4. Then it gets into a leech scene with a gank and a team fight or something. Those are improvements across time. So that's it's worth noting that I started doing that early in the jungle video stuff. So people just kept asking, "Oh, Stonewall, you made a bunch of junglers jungle." Why not try to force other junglers like Anivia and stuff to jungle? I did. I made 100% of the cast at that time jungle. And for the longest of time, I maintained it. Any champion that came out, like Xerath, I would force him to jungle and make a video of it, despite the fact that, he's actually not efficient. The interesting thing about that, though, is when I was forcing these champions to jungle, I found some of these champions to be very strong at it. And it was quite remarkable. To say that I invented any junglers is just completely stupid. And I would know that it's complete farce. If there was any jungler that I feel I actually was one of the first to make jungle, it was one of the first was Shen, mostly because Shen at the time when he was being used, when he came out, everybody knew he was pretty goddamn strong, but they didn't really know where to put him, so they ended up putting him in the 2v2 lane where it was Bruiser or Bruiser in the healing support kind of thing. I put him in the jungle and it worked amazingly. I mean, like I said, I'm not the one who started it, but I did help popularize it with the videos. Same thing with Trundle. The Trundle with the very weird lopsided attack damage armor pen build. Well, actually, some people even I can't name them right now. Well, I can name them, I just won't name them. Pro players say that they saw that specific rune build and it helped out for Trundle, and that's how they used it. That said, a lot of jungle discoveries were made because of pure testing, and it was always a fun little thing. Like some people remember how I came up with jungle Rammus. I didn't invent it. At that time, most of the runes you were to take were attack speed red, attack speed yellows, and attack speed blues, and maybe movement speed Quincy. Everything was pretty much attack speed. However, I was playing the game. I think I was Warwick, and I was fighting a Rammus. I remember the Rammus specifically because he just sodomized my entire team. He was unstoppable. His ganks were ridiculous, and I just had to ask him, like, dude, how did you make Rammus jungle? Because when I tried, I failed. Turns out he was using armor yellow runes. I tried it out on Rammus. It was fucking glorious. Like Rammus at this point, nobody used him, mostly because they felt he was underpowered. I mean, his stats do suck, and he had he sucked in the 2v2 lane at the time, where it was again Bruiser or Bruiser healer, and solo laner he just couldn't handle the AD mid or whatever was the top lane. So he found place in the world as a jungler, and it turned out it was because of the armor runes. And with that, I started trying armor runes on every other champion. I was like, oh my god, armor runes are the best fucking thing ever. And I think I did have a hand in, popularizing the armor rune things, because everyone was like, dodge, 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 dodge. You should take dodge runes. And I was like, fuck no, armor runes were amazing and glorious and everything. Armor runes offered RNG free, it's guaranteed defenses, while dodge is just chance or whatever. Then math people came in and showed that you have to get I think it's like 4 dodges in every camp to make it the same as having an armor. I mean, having a full page of armor runes. It's like, oh god, it switched and everything. Then Rammus got buffed. When Rammus got buffed, I made a video of how ridiculous he was, how much faster he became. He, at that point, was the fastest jungler in the game, except versus Red Elixir Olaf. Red Elixir Olaf was the fastest. At that point, Rammus became the fastest jungler with a clear speed of 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Remember how the times have come. And I made a video about it, and people saw it and like, holy crap, Rammus is fucking insane. And people started trying out Rammus and seeing he's a broken, making things on general discussion, and I guess Reddit probably too, because this was the first video of mine that became quote unquote viral. It was my first video, close to 100,000 views. And I remember I was a very small channel at the time, and I'm like, whoa, I felt happy that I probably popularized it in Rammus. It wasn't my build, but there's a difference between discovering and making it known. Like a pro player won't be the first one to discover something like, oh my god, top lane Olaf is the best, but they'll be the ones to popularize it because they're the ones who show it on their streams or in videos or whatever in tournaments. That said, I was told, oh, you know, you can make money off YouTubing, and I sat on that contract for 6 months because I felt a little guilty taking money. I'm like, I did this out of sheer laziness and kind of out of fun, and you know what? Like, the reason I took the YouTube contract was because I needed money to help my family, my parents. They, without getting too into it, medicinal needs, mine and my mother's. So I took the YouTube contract, and I had to take down almost 200 videos due to copyright issues that might arise from it later. So that's why a lot of my season 1 videos are gone, because a lot of them had copyright issues and I didn't store those. Now I actually have videos up until season 2. I mean, saved, because I won't make that mistake again, because it's kind of a historical little thing. Nice to have that history. Yeah. So I got the YouTube contract. I started growing as a channel. I started, you know, making more videos, taking bigger chances. You remember, it's like I didn't only make clear videos. Team battles were actually the last things I started. The mindset of the junglers, which is basically the first version of the in-depth videos, came second after, you know, just the clear videos. I had small little clips that I would put. They were called subs, along with other random little quote-unquote funny clips and shit. So team battles actually came very late, and they were the least popular for the longest time. The clear videos were surprisingly the most popular, and now it's kind of the reverse. So with that in mind, the channel grew big, and I always had a sort of emphasis on one thing. A lot of people say, why don't you sometimes give your builds, or why don't you elaborate on certain things? My channel is built on the whole idea that the people watching me aren't complete idiots. Like, there are some channels or some guys that assume that a person is essentially ham-handed, where they're completely incapable of thought. So a lot of my videos, a lot of my commentary is actually built around the whole idea that I'm going to assume you know at least a bit of what I am talking about. I want to assume that you are, at the very least, you know, capable of basic reading or understanding or logic. I mean, like, on the jungle, in the clear videos, the reason they never had commentary anymore is because I found the music worked better and more entertaining, and a fucking baby, a fucking, I don't know, retarded monkey can see, oh look, he's clearing wolves, he's clearing wraiths. There was, I was even the first jungle video, by the way, that just reminds me. The first jungle channel was somebody named Pink Tiger or some crap like that. And when I watched his channel, I was disgusted by it. It was terrible. Like, he had random videos. He had random videos of him just clearing the jungle or doing some really illogical runs or shit like that. I just didn't. I don't understand the hell he did. I don't understand what the fuck he was trying to do. It was like, oh, I'm Cho'Gath. I'll farm my wraiths, then I'll go to the enemy wraiths and farm those. And I'm like, wait, what? You can't farm the enemy wraiths. That's just stupid as hell. You're gonna get killed. That kind of crap. I got bothered by it, and he would commentate everything, and I felt I could do this better now. Like, I know what not to do. A lot of things in my life have actually been, you know, the way I do things have been because I look at somebody else's idea, product, or I guess how they went about things, and I realized I didn't like this, it sucked or whatever, and I make sure not to do whatever the hell they just did that, you know, sucked. And Pink Tigers was a good example as to what direction I didn't want to take my videos in. By the way, and it is no lie that in my early YouTubing, I was a bigger asshole to people. I was a lot stricter with my whole "you can't be this stupid" idea. It's like, if somebody were to say, the whole Pink Tiger thing again, if somebody were to say something like, the best route to take on Olaf is golems, wraiths, wolves, then the enemy wraiths, then their golems, then his red. And I'm like, this is perhaps one of the stupidest fucking things ever. Are you this fucking idiotic? That would be my response. I would give no actual explanation as to why. I would just insult the person, despite the fact that now it really is something so stupid for him to have suggested. But yeah, that's how I got a bad reputation, and that's why some people don't actually like me. When I started off, I assumed people would be smarter, so I kind of didn't cut people slack. Now, as you can see, I do cut people more slack than usual, though I still have those moments where I tear people's throats out because I kind of expect some human decency or at least intelligence. That said, a lot of people seem to still hold that goddamn grudge. Yeah, a lot of people I told off in the past, or a lot of people I told off in the past, still are mad that I call them out on their idiocy. Because frankly put, a lot of people who I insulted were stupid as hell. Whenever I do something stupid, I end up owning up to it. Like I'll still bring it up when I got upset that people kept, criticizing what I mentioned about Nessus. And I realized I didn't give Nessus a very good and thorough, experimentation. So I went ahead, did it again, and, came up with this result. And I thought Nessus is one of the coolest junglers I've ever played. So ever since then, I haven't really been, actually since Volibear and Nessus, I haven't been doing any of those kind of knee-jerk anger reactions. I will actually go, oh, that's okay. I'll take that into consideration. But yeah, a lot of the reasons a lot of people ask, why do people hate you or whatever when they see me mention that on Twitter, Facebook, or Reddit? It is because in the past, people 2 years ago, they're still holding this fucking grudge, or a year ago, 2 years ago, or whatever. Such as one player who got mad that I told him you should take armor runes in Lee Sin instead of pure AD. But pure AD, Lee Sin is so good. Yeah, because the 2 AD on your yellow runes is going to fucking matter. So it's just a lot of my past. It's just me insulting people who were stupid. Though sometimes some of the things I said weren't exactly against, stupid people, and that was my fault. But I believe I've made strides to change that. Otherwise, that's kind of just how my channel's been handled and how it started. Set to the backdrop of, all for one versus a bunch of zigs. By the way, I hope you enjoyed this little tiny, not complete historical rant to my channel.